Welcome to the Be Ready Utah PrepCast. I'm Wade Mathews, the Be Ready Utah Manager for the Division of Emergency Management. Joining me today are Bryan Stinson and Jeff Johnson, Emergency Preparedness Outreach Specialists, and we are coming to you with part two of our safety and security discussion today. So again, let's just jump right in. Last time we talked about safety
in the home,
around the house, in the home. Now security. There's risks, unfortunately. There's dangers out there. What do we want to do to not be the victim? We want to prevent ourselves from being the victim.
We live in a society where people will victimize us. There are criminals and there are evil people. And so I think the very most important thing is for you to be situationally aware. And what does it mean to be situationally aware? It means that you don't walk into a problem, you don't drive into a problem. You actually are scanning ahead, you're looking around, you're being situationally aware. We all see the funny YouTube videos of people holding up their cell phones and walking right into something and getting hurt, or walking into a fountain or something. You can't do that. You need to be aware of your surroundings. All we're asking you to do, all that's really required for this is like when you're walking to someplace, scan ahead, look around.
Assess.
Yeah,
assess. Are there any dangers around here right now? Are there any risks right now? And while you're doing that, you also determine if something happened, where are my exits? How do I get out of here? That's part of situational awareness as well.
You're leaving the grocery store late at night, and instead of walking right up to your car without checking, scan it from a distance. Look around. Look around the parking lot. See if there's anything that might make you want to go back inside and reassess what you're doing. If there's somebody parked next to your car that doesn't look like it's somebody you want to approach, go back in the store. Contact the store personnel and say, can I get an escort to my car?
Yeah.
I was going to say one thing. My wife and I, when we go out on a date or something, she thinks I'm maybe a little nutty. Maybe I am. Okay, no comments, thank you. But one thing I like to do is when we go find a booth, they say, is this a good place? And I say, can we have one near an exit? I specifically request that. Or like if we're at a hotel or something, I point out to her, that's where the exits are. You see the exit, and you actually walk to the emergency exit so you know exactly where it is.
Exactly. All right, now into the home itself, our own homes, where we spend the most of our time. How do we make sure we're going to be safe at home? The nightly 5. There's a 5-step thing that we can all implement and start doing this on a regular basis every night to make sure that we're going to be a little bit safer and not be the victim.
And it boils down into really 2 categories: locks and lights. But you want to do a nightly 5 every night. That's the first thing. Make sure all the doors in your house are locked before you retire for the night. The other thing you want to do is to walk around and check your windows. You may not want to have all those windows closed. Some people leave windows open at night. But if you're going to leave that window open 2 or 3 inches to let a breeze in, then cut a wooden dowel and drop it into the sliding slot for the window, so that somebody from the outside can't grab that window and slide it the rest of the way open.
Number 3 is close and lock the garage door. How often do we leave that garage door open in the middle of the day, but sometimes at night too? We don't want to do that. That's just an invitation to come on in. Because a lot of times that back door into the garage is not locked into the house.
Nighttime burglaries often start at the cars or the garages. So you also want to lock your cars. I don't care if the car's in the garage, lock the car. And then lock your cars outside. But people who are going to burglarize don't really at nighttime try to enter the home, but they will try to enter your garage, and they definitely will try to enter your vehicles. So going through these things, lock your doors, check your windows, secure your garage, and the 4th one is lock your cars, and then the 5th one is really a no-brainer. Turn on some lights outside, at least your porch light. And as a patrol officer, I used to drive by houses and there'd be completely dark ones right next to one that had a front light on, a side light on, and a rear light on. It's a no-brainer. But nobody's going to approach those lighted homes as quickly as they will approach a dark home.
And Bryan, there's some things we can do around the house too to kind of reduce the opportunity for the bad guy around the house, right? Such as trimming bushes and those types of things.
Sure. Yeah, you don't want to have any dark places or with the lights. You don't want to have any places that they can be hiding. Trim your bushes back, especially the ones that are around entrances.
And windows.
And windows, yeah. One thing I was thinking about, I've heard a lot of times people break into cars to get the little garage door openers. Because once they get that garage door open, they get the garage door open, and then they've got a path right into the house. Some other things I've heard is bad guys, a lot of times, they have the mindset that, well, if the homeowner's not making any efforts to keep me out of their house, I'm entitled to all of the stuff in their house. I mean, they think it's mine because they're not making any efforts to secure their things. So we've got to make sure that we make things as difficult as possible for those that may be trying to get into our homes and to harm us, our families, or our stuff, because if we're a difficult target, they'll move on someplace else that's a lot easier.
This falls under 4 categories. It's deter, delay, deny, and detect. Deterrence is what you're talking about. If somebody drives up and looks at 3 houses on the block, yours ought to be the hardest one, the one that looks like it's the toughest to get into. The bushes are trimmed, the lights are on, you have good locks on your doors.
Garage doors down.
Garage doors down, yeah. You want to say, hey, you want the burglar to look at him and say, I'm going somewhere else. The University of Florida did a 1994 study of 10,000 burglars. The number one thing that keeps people away from houses? Dogs. A dog will alert people and alert the neighbors and everything else. So there are some real simple things like just making sure your dog is of the sort that will deter people. You want to delay people from getting in. If they do try to get into your house, make it hard. Make it really hard. Lock all your windows, put dowels in the window slots, have deadbolts. And then the next thing you want to do is deny them. If they get into your house, don't have valuables out scattered everywhere. Take your valuables and put them out of sight, hard to find. Once they're inside, if they do get inside, you want them to make sure that they can't find things very easily that they want to steal. And then the last one is detect them, and that's cameras, doorbell, video doorbells, alarms, any kind of motion detector lights help with that on the outside. You want to detect them if they're there. And motion detector lights are a great deterrence. If somebody's walking down your driveway heading for your garage and all of a sudden 2 motion detector lights come on, they're not staying. So these are great ways to detect people and also deter them. So remember deter, delay, deny, detect.
Say along with that, say like you're going on vacation, it's a good idea to make it look like somebody's still there. Maybe have a car in the parking lot, not necessarily just in the garage, so it looks like somebody's there. Put on some of those delay timer lights.
Yes.
So your lights come on.
Yep.
Make sure you've got a trusted neighbor that can come and collect your mail.
Or have it stopped.
Or have it stopped, maybe even better. And if you're gone long enough, have somebody mow your lawn so it doesn't look like you're overgrown.
Great tips.
Excellent. Now, a lot of this information we're talking about is available on this brochure, this kind of printout with protecting your home from burglars, and it's got a great home security checklist right here as well. And we got this from the Salt Lake City Police Department website, correct?
Yep,
Do you know what the URL is by chance, or we'll just put that up on the screen for you?
It's just
right?
slcpd.gov.
Okay. All right, so you can go get this checklist right from the Salt Lake City PD website. We recommend it. A lot of good safety tips here. And then lastly, I'm just going to throw this out here really quickly. Have a little bit of self-defense in mind. If all these other things don't work, whatever that is, have some self-defense in mind inside the house.
These 4 Ds that we talked about have gone to a 5th D. The 5th D that's added on a lot of these is defend.
Yeah.
Defend yourself.
Choose some way of defending yourself. We're not going to get into the politics of that, but defend. Be prepared to defend yourself.
Flashlights and phones are 2 good things to have as well. As if you're at home, a flashlight for at night and a phone that you can call 911.
Okay.
But realize again, 911, they're going to be 3 to 7 minutes getting there.
True.
Again, back to that 5th D then, defend yourself.
You might have to be on your own for 5 minutes. And if somebody's in your home, that's a long time.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. Again, thank you for joining us here on the Be Ready Utah PrepCast. All of our PrepCasts are available on the Be Ready Utah YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, and on our Twitter. And what's our hashtag, Bryan?
Hashtag BRU PrepCast.
All right, thank you very much. Please put some comments on there, some questions. We'll try to answer those for you on a future episode of the Be Ready Utah PrepCast. See you next time.
Hey, hope you enjoyed this episode of the Be Ready Utah PrepCast. Like what you're seeing? Have a question about anything related to emergency preparedness? Or do you have a comment about something you've learned as you make a plan or get a kit? We'd love to hear from you. Comment or reply to us on Twitter or Facebook at Be Ready Utah with hashtag BRU PrepCast or in the comments on YouTube. We'll talk about it on one of the next episodes of the Be Ready Utah PrepCast. Don't forget to share these videos and your own adventures in preparedness with your friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers. because anytime is a good time to talk about emergency preparedness. See you next time.